Jai Jinendra, Namaskara friends. Welcome to this edition of Jain Heritage Series, an exclusive web series presented by JainHeritageCenters.com. Friends, we have all heard about Shravanabelagola, one of the popular Jain pilgrim places as well as an heritage site as well as a researcher's paradise. Along with Shravanabelagola, we can also find a lot of Jaina heritage sites in and around Shravanabelagola. All of them are part of Hassan district. Though we find so much rich Jain heritage in Hassan district, we were unable to find even a single heritage structure or written evidences about Jain heritage or rather inscriptions at the district center Hassan. One of the recent discoveries that I undertook helped us unearth four unpublished Jain inscriptions, which have helped us re-establish the history of Jainism in the Hassan town, the district center. Come on, let's understand through these latest discoveries. Let's move on. Friends, uh, these inscriptions were found at a Digamba Jain temple called as Dodda Basadi. And uh, here are the images of three different places within the temple where we found the inscriptions. And if we move on, here is the first inscription. This is the pedestal inscription found on the Tirthankara Neminatha. This Neminatha Tirthankara idol was installed in the first floor of the temple inside a room, and the room in which it was installed had to be dismantled. Hence, the idol had to be shifted and has been placed on a different room or a different place. The inscription that was found in the pedestal that was covered by concrete earlier is what that has helped us unearth one of the very interesting aspects. If we look at the content of this particular inscription, if we look at the text, it says, Sri Moolasanga Desiya Gana Postaka Gacha Konda Kundanva Enguleshwara Baliya Sri Shrutakirti Devaru Guddagalu Konganada Srikarana Kavanangala Makkalu Nakanna Honnannamgalu Madisida Sri Neminatha Swamigala Pratime Mangala Maha Sri Sri Sri. If you look at the inscriptional summary, it informs that Muni Shrutakirti Deva belonged to Moola Sangha Desiyagana Pustakagucha Kundakundanvaya Engaleshwara Bali. Shrutakirti Muni's disciple Nakanna and Honnanna, sons of Kavanna, got the idol of Tirthankara Neminatha made. If we try to further decipher and try to look at the speciality of this particular inscription, it gives you details about the monk's lineage. It is usually rare to find the complete lineage of a monk, that is the Sangha, Gana, Gacha, Anvaya, and Bali. These kind of details are found in a couple of inscriptions at Shravanabelagola and very few across Karnataka. This particular inscription informs about the complete lineage of Shrutakirti Muni, who is mentioned in the inscription. Again, when it comes to usage of specific terms, it mentions about Mula Sangha. Mula Sangha means the name of the lineage of a group of monks. Mula Sangha has a very prominent position in the Jaina monkhood, and Mula Sangha has been used widely in many inscriptions across Karnataka. Then usage of another term called as Inguleshwara Bali. Inguleshwara here is the name of a place. Inguleshwara Bali means a categorization of the lineage of monks that originated from Inguleshwara. Inguleshwara at present is located in Basavana Bargewadi Taluk of Vijayapura district in Karnataka. Moving on, usage of another term, Konganadu. The word Konganadu has been used in the inscription. Konganadu is the region of Arakalugudu Taluk in the present Hassan district to Elu Savira country, that is 7,000 country in North Coast region, that is the region between the Kaveri and Himavati rivers. The people who ruled over Kongunadu were Kongalvas and they were Jain kings. And usage of another term, Srikarana. The word Srikarana mentioned in the inscription means the people who maintain accounts. When it comes to the inscriptions period, as mentioned already, we find the word Konganadu. That is the region ruled by Kongalvas. The period of Kongalvas rule is 11th and 12th century. And based on the inscriptional text, it can be concluded that this inscription belonged to 12th century AD. Then, moving on, here is another inscription that was found on the pedestal of Tirthankara Parshvanatha, which is the main deity of the temple. Again, this deity was installed on a concrete platform, and again, when it was removed for the sake of renovation, this particular inscription was unearthed. And when it comes to the inscriptional text, it says Sri Mula Sangha Desiya Gana Pustaka Gacha Kondakundanvaya. When it comes to its summary, we can find that the usage of all these demarcation of the monkhood or their hierarchy, the Mula Sangha, Desiya Gana, Pustaka Gacha, and Kunda Kundana, it means that the people who were the disciples of the monks were belonging to this lineage, and they might have got the idol made. When it comes to the inscriptional period, based on the inscriptional text, it can be concluded that the inscription belongs to 12th century AD. Moving on, in the Navaranga or the wide hall of the temple, we find multiple pillars, of which in one of the pillars we found an inscription. If you look at this particular pillar, in the lower side of the pillar, you find a Jaina monk in Kayot Sarga with in standing posture with a pinchi and kamandalu on his hands. And above that, the area where you see over here, this particular rectangle, that is where the inscription was found. The inscriptional text is Sri Shantana Hadliya. And when it comes to the inscriptional summary, the text Shantana Hadliya indicates that probably a Shravaka or a Jain householder belonging to the village Shantana Halli would have performed his services to a Jain monk and would have tried documenting his service, and this inscription is probably its incomplete form. And when it comes to the inscriptional period, based on the inscriptional text, it can be concluded that the inscription belongs to 14th or 15th century AD. Furthermore, if you look at the area just below the monk's carving, that is being completely covered by granite and marble. Probably there might if be some inscriptional text available. Moving on, in Jainism, we have the concept of Kshetrapala or the guardian deity of the place who looks after the place. And the Kshetrapala is also called as Jettigaraya. And there is a small temple also called as Gudi in Kannada inside a Mantapa. And on the pedestal of the Mantapa is found a two lines inscription which says, which reads as Sri Dodda Hadiya Padumappa Setiyara Makalu Bommana Setiyaru Madida Dharma Mangala Mahashri. If you look at the inscription's summary, it informs that Sri Dodda Halli Padmappa Setti's son Bommanna Shetty got the Dharma Mangala, that is religious auspicious work done. This implies that Bommanna Shetty got the Jettigaraya temple made. When it comes to the inscriptions period, based on the inscription's text, it can be concluded that it belonged to 14th and 15th century AD. And when it comes to the main chief accomplishment of this particular research, like already mentioned, Hassan district is an epicenter of Jainism, with references of the arrival of Acharya Bhadrabahu, which dates back to 2nd and 3rd century BC at Shravanabelagola. We can find as many as 28 Jain temples, 421 documented inscriptions at Shravanabelagola. In addition to that, we can also find 28 Hoysala Jain temples in Hassan district alone. In spite of having such a rich Jain heritage in the district, we were unable to find any inscriptions at Hassan, the district center. There was a lot of speculative history that was discussed about the construction of Dodda Basadi without any concrete written references. These discoveries have helped us establish the history of this particular temple and the existence and the growth of Jainism in Hassan town from 11th to 5th century AD. With this, we come to the conclusion of this small presentation about the inscriptions at Dodda Basadi in Hassan. But before we conclude, friends, I would like to acknowledge the help rendered by Dr. Ravikumar K. Navalagunda of Harihara, one of my best friends, in terms of reading and deciphering these inscriptions. Members of Hassan Jain Sangha, Sri Praveen, Sri Ravindra Kumar, Sri Kantaraj, Dr. Sri Anantaraj, Anantaraj, the priest of Dodda Basadi. In addition to this, my special thanks to Dr. H. A. Parshvanath, my father. With this, we come to the end of this particular presentation. Friends, if you would like to follow us on social media channels and platforms, here are our links. If you would like to join our team, here are the contact details. Thank you. Jai Jinendra.